Alex, I was looking at my old Miller welder this morning, the one that smells like ozone and a burnt toaster, and I realized it's starting to look like a museum piece.
Only because you've dropped a grinder on it 3 times, Tiger. But seriously, it's February 11th, 2026. If your gear doesn't have an IP address by now, does it even count as a tool?
Don't get me started. I remember when high tech was a digital readout on a table saw that actually agreed with my tape measure. But looking at the TigerDen feed today, man, the goalposts aren't just moving, they're jet powered. We're talking metal 3D printing and CAD software that basically does the heavy lifting while you drink coffee.
It's wild. All 3DP is reporting that the gap between hobbyist plastic toys and industrial strength parts has basically evaporated. People are 3D scanning engine blocks to print custom mounts.
It's a beautiful, terrifying world. I tried a 3D scanner last week on a hand-carved table leg because I needed a matching pair. The software looked at my work and basically told me my left hand is 1/8 of an inch more optimistic than my right hand.
It called out your artistic flair as a measurement error?
It was a humbling moment of digital honesty, but there's a serious side to this digital maker thing. Maker World is finally doing something about the shop floor pirates. They've launched this IP shield.
Finally. Because let's be real, if you design a clever bracket or a unique jig, it's on a knockoff site within 48 hours.
Exactly. They're offering platform exclusivity in exchange for legal muscle. It's like having a digital bouncer for your brain. If you're a designer, it's the difference between owning a business and just providing free R&D for the world.
Speaking of muscle, let's talk about the heavy hitters. The AWS, American Welding Society, just dropped the details for the 2026 Welding Automation Expo in Minneapolis this June.
Minneapolis in June. At least the air won't hurt your face. But that show, that's where the dirty jobs get a tuxedo. We're seeing a massive shift toward robotics. It's not just a guy in a hood anymore. It's a guy in a hood teaching a robotic arm how to weave a bead perfectly.
I saw a note in the AWS journal about the certification ladder. You're big on this, Tiger. You always say, well, you mentioned recently that a person without a cert is just a person with a hobby.
It's the weight of the paper, Alex. If you want to move from guy who glues metal together to shop foreman or a certified welding inspector, those AWS stamps are your golden ticket. It's the difference between making okay money and I'm buying the boat money.
Is that why you're obsessed with the $1,000 cabinet challenge? You trying to fund a yacht?
A wooden rowboat, maybe. But that cabinet story, it's sparking a house fire of a debate online. People see $10,000 in cabinet in the same sentence and they lose their minds. They think it's a typo.
Okay, pushback coming in 3, 2, 1. Tiger, it's a box with doors. How on earth do you justify 10 grand for a box?
It's never just a box. Look, if you go to a big box store, you're buying sawdust held together by a prayer and some plastic film. A $10,000 cabinet isn't just furniture. It's an heirloom with a pedigree. It's premium walnut, where the grain flows across the drawer fronts like a river. It's hand-cut joinery that stays tight through 3 generations of humidity. It's about the fact that if you hit it with a vacuum cleaner, it doesn't shatter like a salted cracker.
I get the quality, but is that a maker mogul move? Selling one $10,000 cabinet versus $100 shelves?
That's the pivot. Side Hustle Nation is talking about this. Scaling is about moving away from trading your literal sweat for every dollar. If I build that cabinet, I should be filming the process, selling the project plans, and teaching the joinery. That's how you build a brand instead of just a sore back.
So, location-independent income. You mean you could be working in the shop while actually making money from a PDF someone downloaded in Australia?
That's the dream. I spent years thinking I had to be at the bench to be working. But the smartest makers I know are treating their shop like a film studio and a laboratory. They're solving a problem once, like the toolbox method for small garages, and then sharing that solution.
I saw that Garage Gym episode. Episode 67? You actually managed to fit a squat rack next to a bandsaw without losing a finger.
It's tight, I won't lie. I once tried to do overhead presses, and let's just say my shop lights didn't survive the first set. I was picking glass out of the wood shavings for a week.
See, that's the tuition you pay for not planning your space.
Exactly, the toolbox method is all about verticality and mobility. Everything on casters. If it doesn't move, it doesn't belong in a small shop. It's about making your space work as hard as you do.
We also had that 4 problems I had to fix this year spotlight. It was a bit of a reality check for the DIY crowd, wasn't it?
It was a gut punch of honesty. We all see these perfect reveal videos on TikTok where the kitchen looks flawless, in 30 seconds. Nobody shows the part where the plumbing vent is exactly where the new cabinet needs to go, or the square wall that's actually shaped like a banana.
A banana wall? That sounds like a tigerism.
I've seen walls that would make a protractor weep, Alex. The lesson there was the contingency budget, both in terms of money and your sanity. If you think a project will take 2 days, give yourself 4. If you think it'll cost 500, have 1,000 ready.
Because the house always wins?
The house always knows when you're feeling confident, and that's precisely when it decides to reveal a hidden leak behind the drywall.
So, looking at the TigerDen daily map for today, if you had to give someone one starting point out of the 3D tech, the welding certs, or the business side, where do they go?
Honestly, stop looking at the mountain and just pick up a rock. If you're a pro, look at those AWS certifications. Don't just be good, get the paper that says you're the best. If you're a hobbyist, look at your shop and find one thing that annoys you every day, like a cluttered drill bit drawer, and solve it using the toolbox method.
And if you're trying to make a buck?
Protect your work. Use those IP shields. Don't let the world treat your creativity like a public utility. Your ideas have value, even if they're currently just scribbles on a scrap piece of 2x4.
I've seen your 2x4 blueprints. Most of them have coffee stains on them.
Those blueprints built half this town, Alex. But seriously, we're at this amazing crossroads where the ancient art of making things with our hands is getting a massive boost from digital tools. It doesn't replace the craftsman, it just gives them a bigger megaphone.
Well said. I think I'm going to go see if my walls are banana-shaped now.
Just don't use a level you haven't checked for accuracy lately. Ignorance is bliss until the cabinet starts sliding toward the floor.
Thanks for the fuel for the fire, Tiger.
Anytime. Now get out of here. I've got some $10,000 sawdust to go make.